Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sunday night, time for our monthly Race 4 Pad 266. People against distracted driving. That's what it's all about tonight, folks. We had a special event race last night, went caution-free in the name of the prevention of distracted driving with the Stephanie Hoover Foundation. Hopefully, these drivers are going to do it again. Pretty much the same group of guys, so we've got a lot of high hopes sitting out here tonight for this. Looks like it's going to be about a 22 car field. Going to be some good laps out here tonight being turned. And as the night goes on, we're going to talk a lot about the dangers of distracted driving. People against distracted driving, PADD. .org. As I mentioned last night, caution-free racing with Mark Jackson winning last night's race. Donald Stewart putting on a massively awesome performance. Unfortunately, some bad luck there at the end. But he's back tonight to try it again. Double broadcast weekend here for KMA TV. Looking at some drivers that are going to be here tonight. Lee Staples out in the field, along with Gary Whitmer Sr. and Gary Whitmer Jr. Drivers wrapping up their qualifying laps. Michael Johnson out here tonight representing Pad. Jack Watts, good to see Jack. Dave Acacia, Paul Palazier. Drivers have finished up their qualifying laps. Boy, it seemed like it took them a long time to get out there and qualify. But nothing's changed on that. Nonetheless, going to take a look at our qualifying grid. Raymond Rittenauer out there on that number one position with a 53.502. Richard Brose in second position. Good job there for Richie B. 53.520. Chris Hogue up there in third. Jack Watts holding down fourth position for Southeast Motorsports. Everett Fastlane Racing sitting back in fifth, along with Travis Browder in sixth position. Jeremy Crandell, Lee Staples falling in seventh and eighth. Nick Reynolds, Donald Stewart ninth and 10th. John Pansula sitting back in 11th, and Michael Johnson in 12th. Tyler Chalk, Roderick Norman, 13th and 14th. Ivan and John for 15th and 16th. Mitchell Reeves, Rodney German. Gary Whitmer Jr., Dave Acacia. Andrew Williams and Paul Palazier into 21st and 22nd. Mark Amtower back in 23rd. And nearing the rear of the field, we've got Ben Gear, Gary Whitmer, Doug Turner, Joel Guy, and Kevin Scott Nelson. Well, there is the qualifying field, folks. And what a field it is indeed. Really going to be taking a good look at Richard Brose out there on that front line tonight, starting in second position. A little bit of a shocker there. Richard Brose joined us last night, but had a Early on incident with another driver taking him to the wall, so his night was over very, very early. Definitely hoping for some better luck out here tonight for Richard Brose. Raymond Rittenmeyer, number 1 tonight starting out. Jack Watts on the outside in 4th position. Going to be looking at Jack Watts in the pad truck. PADD, people against distracted at driving. That's what it's all about tonight, folks. It's always pretty cool when a pad truck can win the pad race. Gary Whitmer Jr. having accomplished that just a couple of months ago. Drivers getting ready to come to that start-finish line and kicking it off for 100 laps. Chevy Silverados, Toyota Tundras, the preferred vehicle of the KMA Racing Race 4 pad. There's a good shot of that pad logo there on the rear end of Raymond Rittenmeyer. Raymond showing his Sport 4 pad. Richard Brose in that outside lane in that black Chevy Silverado, leaving a little bit of a gap. Not quite even there with Raymond. Speeding up, catching it up. This has got to be one of the tense moments of the race. Waiting to go.
Green flag.
Green flag has dropped and away goes. This 23 car field. Number 6 in position 2 on the inside, Chris Hogue. I imagine Chris will just follow in suit right now, knowing there's 100 laps to get her done. No need to get into a hurry. No hurry, no worry for the first 80 laps. Last 20 laps is where you got to start getting fussy about it. Truck's up to full speed. Taking a look at the number 24 and the number 6. 24 is seemingly having to back it off a little bit, getting up into that draft, getting a big run. .24 up to the rear end of the number 87. A little bit of net code interference there. 3 wide action with Roderick, number 55, but Roderick into the wall. Tough break there for Roderick. He was on a run. Roderick still going backwards in the wrong direction, losing the pack here early on lap 2 of 100. Now right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is a key factor as to why you don't get impatient and don't get nervous right there on lap 2. Roderick and his partner had pushed their way up to the front from the back on lap 2, and ultimately Roderick hit the wall, placing him all the way to the rear of the field without anybody there to help him, really. Trying to get up to the rear end of Joel Guy, but that is exactly a prime example of why it's just best to hang out there. Caution is out. Taking a look at some 3 wide action there with the number 78, Donald Stewart. Number 64 of Lee Staples, and right there it is, ladies and gentlemen, as it appears, the number 64 watching the front end of that car. We're going to see exactly what happened right there. I always like to look at these a lot, maybe a little bit of net code even. Contact for Donald Stewart and Lee Staples. Tough. Ooh, and Donald Stewart taking a secondary hit from the 91 and the number 55. That was a tough one right there, folks. That was a rough one indeed. Rough ride there for Donald Stewart sitting in pit row. Raymond Rittenauer out on that front line. Lap 3 of 100. Early caution on. Will Raymond take him into pit row? You've barely got the trucks warmed up. You barely got any heat on those tires. Not enough to really make that big of a difference. Passing on by pit row. Everett passing on by. Richard Brose passing on by as well. Underneath our first caution of the night and our monthly Race 4 pad, People Against Distracted Driving, PADD.org. Going to get a chat in with one of our drivers. How about it, Everett? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good, but I tell you what, early caution. Should I be worried out here tonight?
Nah, I think everybody settled down. From what I heard, somebody screamed went black on them, so that's probably just a little electronic issue there. We'll get down to some good green flag racing here over here at KMA tonight.
All right, copy that. Now, as you know, this is a monthly event, and you got a pretty good view out your windshield of that pad logo. Talk to me a little bit about any pad life you got going on.
Well, like I told you before, I got 3 grown men right now, all 3 boys, and they understand our rule for talking on the phone. You pull that vehicle over and make your communications nice and clear and safe for everybody else, because losing someone's life over a phone call or a text message is not any good for anybody, that's for sure.
All righty, copy that. Words of wisdom. But you're feeling pretty good about the field out here tonight. You think you can bring one home?
It'd be nice. I was just looking at the display up there on the telecast. I think you might want to refresh your paint there, because I got a nice memorial truck painted up here tonight. Let everybody take a look at that bad boy.
All right, copy that. Will do. Thank you for letting me know about that. All right, good luck to you, Everett.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, folks, we are going to turn white here momentarily. Going to get a little refreshing going on of the paint. Sometimes those pesky paints just do not like to show up at all. Underneath our first caution, lap 4 of 100, due to computer-related issues. That does make sense. Last night, caution-free though. Hopefully this will be the one and only caution we will have. Raymond Rittenauer, Everett Lane, Richard Brose, Jeremy Crandall, and Jack Watts being our top 5 drivers. Still trying to get that refresh on Everett. Take a look at truck he painted up. Richard Brose in the number 14, not showing his paint scheme either. Unfortunately, I do believe the Trading Paints program might be down. Completely out of my hands. Looking at the rear of the field, Lee Staples, number 64, involved in that first caution along with Donald Stewart back out onto that track. Donald Stewart has fallen to 1 lap down. Michael Johnson in the AAA Motorsports showing his Sport 4 pad. Chris Hogue dropping back to 21st position. Tonight Chris started out in 3rd. Hell of a job. Got some good help back here with Kevin Scott Nelson. Kevin Scott Nelson started out 29th tonight. Slowly working his way up to position 20. Mark Amtower joining us tonight in the number 37, riding along in position 11. Napa Auto Parts for the number 37. He'll be starting beside John Woodruff in the number 117 tonight. I believe John was in that caution-free last night. Number 72, Ivan Garcia in 9th position. Drivers lining up, double file. Getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. This is our monthly Race 4 pad, People Against Distracted Driving. Check them out at padd.org. T-shirts, bumper stickers, pad merchandise is available. Proceeds go to help PAD. Founded by Mike Kaleni after the death of his young teenage daughter, Nikki. Nikki, an innocent victim in the back seat. Didn't even have her hands on the wheel. She wasn't even in the front seat. Unfortunately, the driver that vehicle chose to pay a little bit more attention to her telephone than the vehicle of which she was controlling, resulting in an accident and the death of Nikki Kaleni. Thousands every year die from distracted at driving. Put the phone down, throw it in the trunk, turn it off, put it in the back seat. Sit on it. Whatever you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Heading back to Green Flag Racing in-car camera with Ivan Garcia. Pace car is in.
Green.
Drivers are off. Raymond Rittenauer, Everett Lane out there on that front line. Jeremy up to 3rd position. Everett on the outside, Raymond on the inside. Everett, once Everett gets up there into the front line, normally where he's going to stay, number 73, looking like he wanted a little bit 3 wide. More so, put a little bit of distance between him and the inside lane, getting up onto the rear end of the number 24, as Jack Watts makes a run on that inside. Caution is out. looked like it might have involved several drivers out here tonight. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Up into that high lane. The driver getting turned. That's all it takes. Number 52 of Gary Whitmer. Having a little bit of contact there with the number 55 of Roderick Norman. Tough break there for Gary Whitmer and Roderick, of course. And we'll bring out our second caution of the night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Raymond Rittenauer still out on that front line underneath our second caution of the night. Becky Whitmer asking about the aggression of the drivers tonight. That is a good question. Because ultimately, that's what it's going to take for these drivers to stop having cautions. 2 cautions within the first 9 laps of racing tonight. That is a little much. That could be heading for a possible 7-8 caution race tonight. Richard Brose up in that second lane, looking for help. He'll be in that second lane on that restart on the outside. No friendships up there have yet been defined, but I imagine that Richard and Jack will probably stay together. Jeremy, the odd man out, not really part of anybody's team or anybody's crew. Jeremy in the number 73 tonight. Tyler Chalk back in 7. Now Tyler is working with the guys from Southeast Motorsports. A few of those drivers out here tonight. Nick Reynolds, Tyler Chalk, Andrew, Raymond. Travis Browder sitting back in 17th. Travis taking his time tonight in the number 51 Toyota. Ben Gear in the number 4. Been a recent winner here with KMA Racing, I believe winning one this week. Gary Whitmer in the number 52, back on track in position 19th. Pretty cool to race with your son, Gary Whitmer Jr., Gary Whitmer Sr. Gary Whitmer Jr. is showing his support for PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Showing the color purple for Nikki Kaleni. Her favorite number, 22. Favorite color, purple. Life taken way too early. Kevin Scott Nelson back in position 16. Nice size turnout tonight, 26 trucks. Joel Guy, Michael Johnson, 1 lap down. Having issues with the paint program we use, ladies and gentlemen. Turned it off, turned it back on, and I don't know. A little disappointed in that one there. Drivers go to a lot of trouble to paint up their pad trucks. Always look forward to seeing those. And tonight, Trading Paint's not cooperating. Drivers lined up, double foul. We'll be going back to green flag racing this time by. Try to refresh these paints one more time and hopefully they'll cooperate. I want to give a big happy birthday out there to Becky Whitmer. Today is her birthday. So a big happy birthday to Becky. Lap 11 of 100 underneath our second caution. All right, drivers have got to get it together. We're going to be here all night. Raymond Rittenauer, Richard Brose out there on the front line. 0 lead changes. No luck on the paint refresh. We'll just have to deal with it. Raymond can go at any point that pace car pulls off. Leader's discretion on restarts. A lot of gaps up there in the front line. Now, I normally don't like a gap. There's a big gap between first and third position on that inside lane. Raymond holding.
Green flag. Everybody's rolling.
Number 73 all over the rear end of the number 24 to push the 24 up to the number 87. Raymond Rittenauer, Jack Watts on the outside lane pushing on. Richard Brose in number 14. Richard Brose normally is the number 87, but Raymond in the number 87 tonight. Not sure if that'll be a good thing or a bad thing for Richard Brose or not. What is good for Richie right now is Jack Watts, number 77, giving Richie all he's got. Richard Brose on the outside. And there is the pad truck, the number 24 Everett Lane, his paint coming alive. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Cooking with gas, as my pops would say. Everett in number 24, looking very sharp. He made mention of that truck. Liking what I see. In memory of Nicky Kaleni. Well, there we go, Everett Lane. Thank you, sir. What a beautiful looking truck. And the number 24, Everett Lane, to the distracted driving. Absolutely awesome. Got some 3-wide action going on in the rear end mirror of Everett Lane. A little bit of contact there with the number 73, 73 off. 73 off that track, 3-wide action with Jack Watts. Roderick Norman up onto the high side. They're racing now, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing it to it. These boys want to get going. It's only lap 14 of 100. Roderick up high. Jack Watts on the inside. Richard Brose down that middle chute with Everett Lane side by side with Raymond Rittenauer. Raymond and Jack on the same team. Definitely going to be sticking together. Everett Lane having some left side damage up around that front tire. Doesn't seem to be slowing him down any. 07 Tyler Chalk. We have a 1-2-3 Southeast Motorsports domination on that inside lane. And here comes Roderick. Roderick going to get a push from the number 66 of Rodney German. Rodney German up high. Roderick coming down. We've got to get on that same page, boys. Back down to 2-wide action. Things settling down on lap 15 of 100. That was a nice little 3-wide run right there we had going on. A little bit more 3-wide action going on up top. Rodney German heading for the high side, but nobody there to go with him. That's not going to work out. Now Rodney's going to get stuck up on that high side. He's going to lose several positions. Back to 3-wide action as Roderick down the middle. Back to 2-wide. Rodney still trapped up high on that outside lane, dropping back to position 10. Everett Lane, Raymond Rittenauer, positions 1 and 2. Jack Watts, Richard Brose, 3 and 4. Feel like we're racing now. Paul Pellizer, number 31 Chevy Silverado, side by side with John Panzula in the 01. In-car action with Paul Pellizer. Of these drivers wiggling like a duck on water on a windy day, and onto the outside goes Roderick Norman. And I'll tell you what, folks, Roderick Norman, that is something that may come back to bite him in the ass soon to come. Loses a couple of positions right there as nobody went with him, but Rodney German. Rodney German and Roderick Norman, they seem to have been hooking up tonight. We've seen them on that outside lane several times. Maybe they decided early on in tonight's race they would be partners. Roderick and Rodney on that third lane high. Ben Gear in the number 4 Dunkin' Donuts heading up through the middle, side by side with the number 5. Getting a little close for my comfort. And out goes to the outside, that number 55, Roderick Norman. One more time, taking it 3 wide. Several times, we're doing a really good job of it, putting number 78 tightened up in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 deep, 3 wide. Roderick charging on that outside lane. Raymond Rittenmeyer still leading. Lap 20 of 100, it looks 80 to go. 2 lead changes, contact with Rodney and the wall. That's going to slow down that tandem on the outside lane. Number 21 of Andrew Williams in the center. Rodney catching back up to Roderick. With that middle line now, making a charge through it. Number 21 of Andrew Williams hooked up with the number 54 of Nick Reynolds and 07 of Tyler Chalk. And here comes Roderick Norman again on that outside lane. 3 wide, and again, Rodney German very close to putting that ass in one more time up into that wall. What a recovery. A little bit sideways, a little bit loose. And you can see these degrees of separation, but they are almost to the front. Roderick Norman, Rodney German charging their way to the front. This will be their 3rd attempt in about 9 laps, and Roderick is almost there to the front. But now, what's he going to do when you get there? What are you going to do when you get there? Because I tell you what, that 3rd lane is not, on a 2-truck tandem, going to get around Richard Brose, let alone get around that bottom lane. Richard Brose coming down. That'll give Paul Pellizier a little bit of momentum that he needs as he's being pushed on by the number 54 of Nick Reynolds. What an exciting race, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take your eyes off of that screen. You may miss Roderick Norman making his way to the front. Car action with Andrew Williams. Staying locked onto the number 54 of Nick Reynolds. Rodney German. Roderick Norman again trying very hard to get up there to that front line. Then truck with Roderick up in the 3rd lane. Side by side with the number 54. 54 onto the 31. 31 looked like he was going to come up, but not quite. Coming up, Roderick with a charge, very tight onto that number 31. Outside lane falling apart, but picking up a couple of other drivers. 37 jumping on board along with the number 51 of Travis Browder. Rodney German slowing down. Rodney into the wall. That'll be a caution right there with the number 21. I do believe the number 21, Andrew Williams, involved in it. Not so sure he had anything to do with it, but the 21 involved, the 15 involved, and let's take a look at exactly what happened. Rodney German up in that 3rd lane. Looked like he had to check up right there. Right there's where he checked up. And when he checked up, that caused the number 51 of Travis Browder tough break there for the 21, 37, 51, and the number 66. One more view of it. Travis getting rear-ended a little bit by the number 37. Ben Gear involved in it, Joel Guy. David Casey may have been involved in it. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that was indeed the biggin. Everybody in the pit row. I would imagine so. Would be the way to go. Paul Pellissier up to 4th position. Oftentimes, you got to be in the right place at the right time. And we will call that one there the big one. Lap 25 of 100. But I tell you what, they had some good racing going on. A lot of fun watching those drivers. They were 3 wide. Looked like a couple of them were itching to go 4 wide. It can be done. 4 wide can be done. Raymond Rittenauer leading 18 laps. Ivan Garcia leading 1. Richard Brose has led 3. Drivers making their way out of pit row. Travis Browder in the number 51 Toyota. Looking very good out there so far tonight. Up to 2nd position. How about it, Travis? You got a copy?
Hey Scott, how are you? I got in the back of him, and I apologize on that. How you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm doing good, but I tell you what, somebody had gotten into the back of you too, sir. Just kind of a chain reaction event. You're not completely responsible for that.
Yeah, 10-4 on that. It's just hard racing. It was a racing deal, but I got my backup truck out. We'll try again.
Now, I tell you what, you guys were out there, and you were 3 wide there with the run being made on the outside lane. And I tell you what did you think of that 3 wide action?
It was a lot of fun for sure. I love going 3 wide here at Talladega. It's so much fun, and it's fun for sure. And it's a pad race, and we'll see what we got here tonight.
Well, now speaking of pad, tell our fans and viewers a little bit about pad in your own words.
PADD, people against distracted driving. Focus on the road 100%, as always, and don't drive distracted.
All righty, good advice. All right, good luck to you, Travis Browder.
Happy birthday, Becky. Thanks, Scott.
Travis Browder right now in a very good spot, sitting in 5th position. Starting to see those pad trucks coming up. Gary Whitmer Jr. sitting in position 8. John Pansula 9th. Jack Watts back in position 10. Now, Rodney German has been racing hard out here all night. Him and his buddy Roderick doing a lot of 3 wide action out there, trying to get their way up there to the front. Unfortunately, don't have Roderick on radio comms. Because I tell you what, I would love to hear about that 3 wide action going on. He's just, they were bound and determined to make their way to get up there. How about it, Rodney, if you got a copy?
Roderick.
Rodney, good to see you out there. I tell you what, you and Roderick out there doing some good stuff on that 3rd lane. Talk to me about that 3 wide action. little bit of radio difficulty there with Rodney. But I tell you what, folks, it was very, very impressive. I'm sure we're going to see it again. Everett Lane will be leading us off on this restart here on. We're on lap 27 of 100. Everett Lane will be glad to see that we can see the Nikki Kaleni truck now. Everett racing with a cause. Michael Johnson in the AAA Motorsports. Pad 004 showing his support for Nikki Kaleni as well. Mark Amtower 1 lap down. Andrew Williams 1 lap down. John Woodruff 1 lap down as well. Number 91 of Joel Guy making his way into pit road for a top off. Haven't seen any green flag pit stops yet tonight. 224 Kevin Scott rolling out of pit row. Kevin Scott, David Casia. Two drivers working together tonight. Hopefully they'll be able to work their way up to the front. They do very well together. They hang out in the back is what these two drivers do. They hang out in the back. And then when it is time to go, it is time to go. 72 laps yet to get around this 2.66 mile speedway. Raymond Rittenauer leading 18 laps. Everett Lane leading 6. Raymond on the outside lane this time. Donald Stewart up to 5th position. Gary Whitmer Jr. up to 8th. Lee Staples in 9th. Jack Watson 10th. Good looking top 10 right here. It's a good looking field overall. Loving the purple. Purple for Nikki Kaleni. Next month we'll be doing a tribute race for Ryan Sadusky, son of Donald Sadusky. I do believe that'll be the first Saturday in May. I'll have to check my calendar book, but that will be the Ryan Sadusky Memorial Race. Drivers taking lap 28, getting ready to go green. Leader's discretion once again. And away goes Everett. Away goes Raymond. Nice solid start. Raymond on the outside picking up speed against the number 24. 54 giving a good boost to the number 24. Paul Pellizer on that outside lane looking very sharp. Paint job brought to you by Gearhead Paint Shop, the official KMA TV truck. Drivers mixing it up already, 3 wide. And very, very busy, very, very tight. Inside lane, a little bit slower. There's that 3 wide in the rearview mirror of Donald Stewart. John Pansula in 7th position. Doing an awesome job out here tonight. He's taking his time. Jack Watts down low. Lost a partner. Losing speed. Three wide, almost 4 wide. They could have gone 4 wide right there. '73 of Jeremy Crandell. Coming up the middle. Three wide action as the 07. It's trapped up on the outside. And there goes Roderick one more time. Roderick wanting that 3 wide action. Wanting the 07 to go, but 07 ducking down that inside lane. Roderick not being able to find a partner to play 3 wide again. 07 up. Maybe 07 just wanted to lead. We'll see some 3 wide action. Tyler Chalk, young driver, little. You know, he knows when to go, but he likes to go early, I tell you what. '66, Rodney German. Rodney and Roderick one more time. Raymond Rittenauer has fallen down to 5th position as Everlane leads his 11th lap tonight, lap 33 of 100. Rodney and Roderick lining up one more time. And there they go. 54 went up. Or the 07 went up. The 07 went up. Roderick went back down. Rodney getting onto the rear end of Tyler Chalk. Tyler Chalk trying to get some air, get a little loose, it looked like. 3 wide action for position 9. Tyler back down to the middle lane. Rodney in suit. Three wide up, down, up. 07 to that 3 wide one more time. Rodney's going to go with them. They probably have a little bit better luck though if Roderick went up there. You can get 3 wide going real nice with a 3-truck sequence. But Rodney staying on that 3 wide. Roderick not biting this time as Tyler Chalk leads the charge on the 3 wide. As they come around pit row. Lap 35 of 100 tonight in the monthly race for Pad. 3 cautions, 6 lead changes. still seems to be settling down here about lap 37 of 100. That's Sissy Green Flag pitting going on tonight. Michael Lane doing a great job down on that inside lane in memory of Nicky Lenny. Excellent paint job. Stewart sitting back in fifth. There is Gary Whitmer Jr. in the number 5. An Angel Never Dies, beautiful Nicky Lenny truck. Appreciate Gary taking the time to put that together. And there is the number 22 on the side, 22 being Nicky Lenny's favorite number, and the 5 side-by-side with Donald Stewart in the number 78. Number 14, Richard Brose. Second position on the inside lane. Reynolds leading his first lap. Lane leading 16, Raymond Rittner leading 18th life. Ivan Garcia is led at 1. Inside lane, getting a little bit of momentum right there. And up goes the number 14 of Richard Brose. In-car camera with Gary Whitney. That'll put him up in the 3rd position. Kind of surprised Richard Brose jumped up like that. Now will he jump down? And down goes Richard Brose. Nice little maneuvering right there. Jump up, go around, jump back down, and lead. Richard Brose has led 4 laps tonight. "21 drivers on that lead lap. Mark Antower, Andrew Williams, John Woodruff 1 lap down. 3 wide action with Roderick and Rodney. No surprise. Right there, and there goes the turn, and there goes the turn. That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Every time that will do it. Rodney German hitting the wall. Number 55 and the number 73 contact. Right there, just looks like the number 55 just came over to the left, flipped onto the number 73 of Rodney German, causing a complete melee. Taking out just about the entire rear of the field. That was position 8 back. Nobody really able to sneak through it. At least 11 cars, 11 trucks tonight caught up in what is the... We didn't have the big one before. We had the big one right there, folks. Catastrophe on lap 41. That was a little rough right there. I tell you what, folks. Richard Brose out there on that front line. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, to the monthly Race 4 pad. Taking a look at the number 52, Gary Whitmer. Sitting in 11th position, his son, Gary Whitmer Jr., up to 6th. Both of these drivers showing their support for Nicky Clemmy. With some awesome looking paint jobs out there on the number 52 and the number 5. Raymond Rittenauer, Everett Lane, positions 1 and 2. Everett Lane dressed up in his Sunday best. Richard Rose in 3rd. His top 3 drivers been fighting and fighting, doing a great job. We've seen quite a bit of 3-wide action out here being done by Roderick Norman in the number 55 and Rodney German in the number 66. These drivers will now be split apart. That's going to cut down on that 3-wide action. Not even at the halfway point. Lap 43 of 157 to go. 12 lead changes, 4 cautions. But what a run tonight. Jack Watson, 9th position. Showing his support for Pad in the Southeast Motorsports Chevy Silverado. Ivan Garcia showing his support for Tide and Don. Travis Browder, Mr. M&M. Huge Busch fan. Drivers doubling up. Still looking for a green flag pit stop tonight in the Race 4 pad. Last night the boys went caution free. Tonight, not so much. Raymond down onto the inside this time, Everett on the outside. Seems these 2 drivers, both of them just completely in control of tonight. Raymond leading with 20 laps, Everett 4 down with 16. Richard Brose has been hanging out up in the front, led 4 laps tonight so far. Good job to Richie. Not quite at the halfway point. A little bit of aggressive driving going on tonight. But I tell you what, that 3 wide, it has been awesome to watch. You know, here at Talladega, folks, that's the only way you're going to get to the front, is to go 3 wide. If you're already in the front, like Raymond and Everett are, pace cars in, no need for that 3 wide. But, you know, if you're back there, 15th, 16th position, if you don't go 3 wide, you're not going to get to the front. It is simple as that.
Green flag.
Green flag has dropped, and away goes Raymond Rittenauer on that inside lane. Inside lane definitely having no momentum against that outside lane being led by Everett Lane. Richard Brose all over the rear end of Raymond. Everett charging hard on the outside. Goes up to the quarter panel of Raymond. just couldn't quite get her done.
Caution, caution.
Caution is out in the rear of the field. That caution involving Joel Guy. Not quite sure what happened. Right there it is, number 55, Roderick Norman. I do believe that is Roderick Norman's contact with Roderick. Roderick comes down across the 0-7. Roderick Norman causing the second caution of the night. Tough break for Roderick. Underneath caution. 5th caution. The good thing about the cautions, if you're lapped down, you're eligible for that lucky dog position. Mark Amtower is in line for it. Looks to be clean. Ben Gear 1 lap down. Andrew Williams 1 lap down. John Woodruff 1 lap down as well. Raymond needing to slow down to let the pace car catch. Raymond, Everett, Richard, a really good spot tonight, holding out on this top 3. Roderick Norman having a rough night tonight for sure.
He should. Joel.
Yeah, I got a copy. He's gone.
Yeah, I think it was more than the second time, but yep. Like 4 times.
Yeah, I told him about TeamSpeak before the race started.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 5th caution of the night. Raymond Rittenauer, Everett Lane, Richard Brose, Nick Reynolds, Donald Stewart. Donald Stewart out there in the front. Tell you what a race Donald Stewart had last night. He was out there just leading lap after lap after lap. And on that last lap, unfortunately taking a spin, ending his night abruptly. But what a run last night for Donald Stewart. Very impressive job. It ended up being a heartbreaker there at the end. Most drivers opting to stay out. Really no sense in it as we were just underneath caution. Tire wear, not really a big issue out here tonight. Not going enough laps to go green flag. I think the longest run we've actually had has been about 12 laps. So the drivers tonight definitely struggling as we are almost to our halfway point. Drivers an hour and 17 minutes into the race. It's a long one tonight, folks. Joel Guy, our race admin for the night, 1 lap down along with John Woodruff. Lee Staples in position 18. Mark Amtower in 17th. Tyler Chalk still alive and well with Jack Watts, 16th and 15th position. David Casey and Kevin Scott Nelson, Gary Whitmer hanging out 12th, 13th, and 14th. Michael Johnson, position 11. Roderick Norman, his night has ended. Caught up in that caught up in the 5th caution. Rodney German still out. So I'm not sure if this is going to slow Rodney German down or if Rodney will be able to find another partner. Gary Whitmer Jr. up to 6th position. Good job, Gary. Donald Stewart solid in 5th. How about it, Donald? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Scott. How you doing, bud?
Doing good, but I tell you what, you tell me, how's it going down there on the track? 5 cautions at the halfway point.
Yeah, it's a little rough here. I think every time we get a wreck is when they're trying to go 3 wide. They just got to have some patience and save that stuff for the last 15 laps.
And we have been seeing a lot of that 3 wide action. Unfortunately, the one on that 3 wide, he's totaled out his vehicles and just no patience right there. So hopefully we're going to get down to some green flag racing. Talk to me real quick about your thoughts about PAD.
Well, PAD is people against distracted driving. You know, the people texting while they're driving is really dangerous, and I see it every day, and I'm sure everybody else does, and it's really a bad epidemic that we got to get a hold of. You know, I wish the phone companies would make some kind of device where if you're going over 5 miles an hour or 10 miles an hour, it disables your phone.
That would be a very good idea, and I hear that some of the new edition of the family SUVs are sending phones to voicemail automatically. So the technology is out there, and we're so glad up here with KMA and PAD that guys like you are out there attending these PAD races. Even when they go south, you're still out here for the bigger picture. Good luck to you, Donald.
Thank you. I'd like to wish Becky a happy birthday.
All right, she is out there watching and listening. Good job.
Thank you, bud.
Another birthday wish out there for Becky Whitmer. Raymond Rittenauer, Everett Lane out there in front. Common occurrence tonight. Raymond down on the inside, Everett on the outside. Richard Rose still sitting in 3rd position. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing one more time. Hopefully the drivers have settled down. As we mentioned, a lot of 3 wide action going on. And as Donald mentioned, that is what is bringing these cautions out. Drivers will be going green at the halfway point.
Ready, green flag, green flag.
Raymond Rittenauer, Richard Rose taking off on that inside lane. Donald Stewart coming underneath the number 24 of Everett Lane. Richard Rose went up. Richard Rose trying to go around Raymond Rittenauer. Partners have been defined. Richard Brose back down. I was getting ready to say partners have been defined by Richard Brose, but I don't think Richard Brose cares who his partner is. He wanted to get to the front. He got to the front, going around Raymond Rittenhour the hard way. What a move there by Richard Brose. Second time I've seen that move tonight by Richie. Lane on the outside, being pushed on by the number 54. Raymond Rittenhour all over the rear end of Richie B. Tighter than a hair in a biscuit. Tell you what, Richie B has come to race tonight. Having some difficulties last night, getting wrecked out early on. Richard Brose is back tonight. And he is wanting this win. Now that he is in the front, ain't nobody going to get around Richard Brose. Hoping to see some green flag pit stops out here tonight, but they are few and far in between. Lap 51 of 100. Everett Lane getting a boost from Nick Reynolds on that outside lane. Not quite able to clear the number 14 of Richard Brose. Raymond Rittenhour doing everything he can to keep Richard Brose up in that front line, but here comes that outside lane with Everett Lane. In memory of Mickey Clenny, he's got 3 wide in his rearview mirror. Trying to get down and get that side draft off of the number 87 and the number 14. Back down to 2 wide. One more run there for Everett Lane. In-car action with Gary Whitmer Jr. Gary taking his time. Absolutely no hurry for Gary Whitmer. He's got plenty of time. And these guys have still got to get through what hopes to be a green flag pit stop. Got to stop filling up those trucks under cautions. Part of being a race car driver, race truck driver is knowing how to get in and out of pit row. Tonight, no green flag pit stops as of yet. We've got 47 laps to get her done. We're going to have to perform at least one. .01 of John Painsula. We haven't talked about John a lot tonight. John has worked his way up to position 7. Travis Browder still in the mix out there. Position 10 for Travis, and here comes the number 66 Rodney German. Now, Rodney German was hooked up with Roderick on that 3 wide early on. Will Rodney try to find somebody and continue that 3 wide situation? Rodney German looking like he's wanting to go 3 wide, can't find a partner. Gary Whitmer not biting. Gary Whitmer all over the rear end of the number 54, pushing hard in that middle lane.
Caution, sorry, caution.
Caution is out. We're going to back it up just a little bit, folks, and see what went wrong here. We do know Travis Browder was involved, but not at fault. Looking at the number 77 of Jack Watts and the 117 of John Woodruff. Right there is where the contact is made between Jack and John. Tell you what, that's a hard one to tell right there. But unfortunately, several drivers caught up in it. Ben Deere, Travis Browder. I believe that might be the second one that Ben Deere's been involved in. That will be the second one that Travis has been involved in. Unfortunately, a few drivers might be taking it to the hauler tonight and having a disappointing night. Plenty of time tonight to give our sponsors a quick shout, as we are underneath our 6th caution of the night here in the Race 4 pad 266. And we are back, folks, in our Race 4 Pad 266 monthly event. Lap 57 of 143 to go. 15 lead changes. 6 cautions, totaling out 18 laps. A little bit of a rough night out here tonight for these drivers. A lot of 3-wide action, a lot of aggressiveness going on out here tonight. Ivan Garcia has made his way up to position 4. John Pansula, Lee Staples, forward progress. Gary Whitmer up to position 7. Richard Rose falling backwards to position 9. Jack Watt's been running a very smart, clean race tonight. Hanging out right now in position 12. Michael Johnson, same situation. Raymond Rittenauer has fallen back to position 14. Now Raymond Rittenauer has led 25 laps out here tonight. It'll be interesting to see if Raymond actually gets his way back up to the front. We know he's going to do it. It's going to be a matter of when and where. Travis Browder sitting back in position 15 tonight. The M&M Toyota Camry. Been having a good race. Caught up in a couple of other people's mistakes, but he himself has done his best to stay out of trouble. John Woodruff, the 117 back into position 16. 16 drivers on that lead lap. Joel Guy, first driver, 1 lap down. Ben Gear, 1 lap down. Kevin Scott Nelson, 1 lap down. Andrew Williams in pit row. Not sure if Andrew's going to be able to get it back out onto that track or not. Gotta love the paint job on that 224, I tell you what. Old schools. Makes me dizzy. Tonight is all about pad. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Tell your kids. Tell your grandparents. Mom and dad. Tell your neighbor. Be surprised about how many people don't know about pad. It's the purpose of these races to spread the word. I've got my own children that drive. Nieces, nephews. And I'm on them. You gotta stay on them. Driving around town, pull up a lot of distracted driving going on, not only by cell phone use, people putting on makeup, people driving with their dogs in their laps, eating, drinking, texting. People against distracted driving. Find out more information at padd.org. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing one more time. 6 cautions totaling 20 laps. 1/3 of this race so far has been spent under caution. It's unusual for a pad race. Drivers still have a chance on making a green flag pit stop. 32 laps to a tank of fuel. 41 to go. Meaning in 9 laps, they can begin their pit row rotations, possibly breaking up this field into smaller packs. And that would be a good thing at this point in time. Everett Lane, Gary Whitmer Jr., positions 1 and 2. Donald Stewart, Ivan Garcia, John Pansula running out the top 5. Gary Whitmer Jr. has made his way to position 2. What a great birthday present that would be for Mom Whitmer, for Gary Whitmer Jr. to bring it home. Gary Whitmer racing for Mom Whitmer's birthday. That would be pretty awesome.
Green, 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 green.
Tell you what, that start, I don't think a few drivers were on their toes. '64, Lee Staples. 52, Gary Whitmer. Not sure what the situation is. Gary Whitmer getting past very, very quickly down on the inside lane. Might have been a bad start there for the number 52. 54, 64. Trying to get their way back up to the front. Hanging on to the rear end of Ivan Garcia at about a half a second off. They can grab that draft. But these top 5, they are running away. Everett Lane, Donald Stewart, John Pansula, Gary Whitmer Jr., Ivan Garcia, Lee Staples. They have caught that draft. 64 and the 54 have caught the draft of the front pack. We have got a 7-pack lead pack. 7-truck lead pack. Richard Brose is joining the party, along with Rodney German and Jack Watts. 10 trucks in this lead pack. But 11th on back, They are still within grabbing distance at 6/10 off. Richard Brose, Rodney German. Still no real hurry. 39 to go. Still no need for that 3 wide stuff. Rodney German with Richard Brose. Now I know Richard Brose likes to hit 3 wide. Rodney German may have found himself a partner for that 3 wide. Gary Whitmer Jr. losing 1 position. So John Pansula back down to 7th. Gary Whitmer Jr. on that inside lane behind John Pansula, side by side with Rodney German. Ivan Garcia down to the inside. Everett and Nick up front for positions 1 and 2. Donald Stewart in 3rd. Number 54 starting to blink, having some internet issues. Seems to have solidified. Richard Brose on the outside to position 3. Tell you what, Richard Brose, he is in it to win it tonight. Lap 63 of 100. Drivers have been driving now for 1 hour and 39 minutes. Physically, at this point in time, you're getting tired. Your hands are starting to hurt. Your legs might be cramping. You might have to go to the bathroom. That is the bad thing about the cautions. They do increase race time. Stress is building. You're looking at go time. Time to start thinking about pit stops. Still keeping a close eye on Rodney German and Richard Brose. I don't think Richie B's interested in doing any 3 wide as of yet. Tell you what, Everett, very impressed with Everett leading 31 laps tonight. Most laps led by Everett. So we go check in on Raymond Rittenauer. Raymond Rittenauer's led 25, but he's got to get busy. Raymond Rittenauer hooked up with David Casey coming up to the rear end of the number 52, Gary Whitmer. Not want to lose his lead pack. 1.5 seconds off of our race leader for Raymond. Raymond needing to step it up a little bit with Dave and get her done. And as I speak, it seems that Raymond Rittenauer is starting to move with David Casey, taking that middle lane. Come around the number 52 of Gary Whitmer. Gary Whitmer safely locked onto the rear end of Travis Browder. Dave and Raymond trying to get her done. Michael Johnson in the 0-0-4. On to the number 64 onto the number 72. Dave and Raymond opening it up full throttle down that middle chute. And they have got such a powerful rate of draft speed going right now. David Casey at 194, 195, 196. Starting to back her off a little bit. 195, backing her down. And there they are, up to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you it was going to happen. It is happening right now. There goes Raymond Rittenauer to the front. Three-wide action with Raymond Rittenauer, David Casey, Richard Brose, Everett Lane, Rodney German in the middle in the number 66. David Casey is clear. Rodney German up high, dumping the number 14. Oh no, say it isn't so. Richard Brose just got dumped by Rodney German. But he's holding his own. There goes contact. There goes contact. There goes Donald Stewart. No caution as of yet. We're going to back this up, ladies and gentlemen. We are on replay, but there was contact between the number 14 of Richard Brose and John Pansula. Just want to take a look and see exactly what happened right here. This is the replay. Ooh, I tell you what, that one there, that is hard to tell. Ladies and gentlemen, tough break there for Richard Brose, and that caution will fly. Wow, that is a heartbreaker. As they spun back up on the track, that caution did indeed fly. Lap 69 of 100. Well, so much for a green flag pit stop. That's not going to happen. At this point in time, drivers go in, fill up. They'll be good to go on fuel. That'll be our 7th caution of the night. We had some really good action going on right there. Ladies and gentlemen, I was actually getting excited there. And the 7th caution flies. Number 54 into pit road, leading them in along with the number 20, 87. Number 24. I had told you Raymond would be up there to the front, and indeed Raymond is up there to the front. With the help of Dave Acacia. That was a good run. Awesome run there. Dave Acacia making his way out of pit row along with the number 66 of Rodney German. That'll put Rodney German up to 3rd position. Everett looking like he's going to be in 4th. Gary Whitmore Jr. in 5th. Donald Stewart able to utilize the backup vehicle. Travis Browder still rolling. Lee Staples position 6. Lee driving for the wife, Karen, on the hood of the Chevy Silverado. Very nice paint job there. LA Graphics. Lee Staples in position 6 underneath our 7th caution of the night. How about it, Lee? Have you got a copy?
Gotcha, Scott. How you doing?
Doing good. Caution's wearing me out a little bit. How are you holding up?
Man, I don't know. It's some of these guys I think are more in it for the glory than trying to win this thing. Difficult trying to hang around to the end. I'm out of quick repairs, and I'm just I wish I had eyes in the back of my head right now.
Well, I tell you what, I've seen a lot of guys seeming wanting to go that 3 wide early on. I've seen a lot of good drivers caught up in some bad choices of other drivers. It has been a race to talk about, I tell you what.
Well, I'm with you, Scott. I just do not understand the concept of 3 wide on lap 10 of a 100-lap race. I mean, it never ends well. Never. You think these guys would learn sooner or later, and it never happens.
Preaching to the choir, brother. Hey, tell me a little bit about the truck. Karen, you got Karen written on it.
Karen has got herself, my wife, she's got herself a new crafting business. It's called Karen's Chalkboard, and so she is getting some free advertising from me tonight. So,
and what do they do at Karen's Chalkboard?
Actually, it's kind of like screen printing chalk. It's not the traditional chalk you would think of like in school or whatever. It's almost like a screen printing process. You get a stencil, and it's got a screen inside the stencil. And you basically put the chalk on metal signs, anything you can find. This chalk, once it dries, it will stick to it. And so she's already done one sign, and it almost looked like vinyl letters on the sign instead of chalk. So it seems to be a pretty cool new little entry into the crafting world.
All right, sounds like something to keep her busy. Great looking truck. Try to hang out for another 30 laps, brother. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Scott. I'm going to try, man.
A lot of drivers probably on their last reset or on their last truck. 7 cautions out here tonight. We've had 2 huge ones. 16 drivers on the lead lap. Ben Gear showing on that lead lap, hoping to get his, he'll be getting his repass. Showing David Casey as our race leader. Rodney German up to 2nd position. Now Everett Lane has been a staple up in the front, leading 31 laps. Gary Whitmer Jr. up to 4th. Good job for Gary Whitmer. Lee Staples rounding out our top 5 drivers. Night has ended for Richard Brose, I do believe. Jack Watts out. Tyler Chalk. Mark Amtower out. Andrew Williams, Jeremy Crandell out as well. Started with 29 drivers. We're down to 17. 12 drivers. Nights have ended over the course of 7 cautions. 7 cautions totaling 21 laps. Interesting to see how Dave is going to behave up here on the front. It'll be his first time on a restart. Rodney German as well. Dave leading 2 laps. Rodney German has led 0. Raymond Rittenauer leading 26. Raymond will be restarting in 13th position. It'll be fun watching Raymond work his way up to the front one more time. Raymond and Dave got hooked up, and away they went. He's going to be in good company with Kevin Scott Nelson and John Pansula. Ben Gear, plenty of power there. We'll have Joel Guy with him as well, so plenty of good power to get any driver up to the front. You know, this race is not over. We've still got 28 laps to go. Possibility of green flag pit stops definitely over, but it is still anybody's game. And we're going to be looking at about a 27-lap shootout. Well, how long is 27 laps? Well, here at Talladega, that's about 26 minutes. So that's a half-hour sitcom show, basically. Plenty of time to get her done. No hurry, no worry, no scurry. Last 10 laps is where you got to really get it going on. Plenty of time for these drivers to do some long green flag runs yet. I'd like to end tonight's race with caution-free racing. They did it last night. I'd still like to see the number 5, Gary Whitmer Jr. Either Gary or Everett win. I definitely would like to see a pad designed truck in victory lane tonight. Gary Whitmer Sr. in a pad truck as well. So that would be pretty cool. Drivers coming into turn 3, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. David Casey on the inside. Rodney German on the outside. Big shout out there to Michelle McMaster Eisenhower. Firm fan of pad. People against distracted at driving. On our 7th restart of the night, David Casey, Everett Lane, very tight, hooked up on the inside lane. More so of a gap on the outside lane between Rodney German and Gary Whitmer. Rodney German out of that gate very, very quickly. With absolutely no help on that outside lane, able to get around Dave Casey. Everett going up. Rodney German coming back up. Rodney German losing all of that momentum he had. Going to get a little push from the number 24 of Everett Lane. Everett Lane. They're doing an awesome job tonight. Everett, a very good pusher. 26 laps to go. Lee Staples up to second, third position on the inside. Rodney German looking like he's going to drop. Not quite clear of Dave Casey. Dave Casey fighting back on that inside lane. Rodney clear. Rodney drops. Rodney not quite. 3 wide. 3 wide. Everett back on. Thought they were going to go 3 wide. Everett had plenty of time to go 3 wide. Nick Reynolds, Raymond Rittenauer coming 3 wide. I told you that Raymond would get up there to the front last time. Raymond trying to get to the front this time. Up to the quarter panel of Gary Whitmer. Donald Stewart, Gary Whitmer in the middle. Travis Browder down low. There goes that third lane up high. Close quarter, close contact. This is what we come to see, ladies and gentlemen. Almost there on that third lane, high side, almost. Up to Everett. We are 3 wide, 2 deep. High lane lost a little bit of momentum there in the corner. This is where side draft is absolutely critical. Rodney German thought he was going to drop down. Rodney German Rodney staying in the middle. He's had opportunity a couple of times to do a lane change. Everett just pushing his cart out. Lap 77 of 100, 23 to go. Well, my pick for tonight's race is either, like, I can only pick one. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to go with Everett. But it would be okay for Everett or Gary Whitmer, Jr. or Sr. to win. Any truck with padlock wheels. Rodney German clear one more time of David Casia, but opting to stay up. David Casia leading his third lap of the night. Rodney German leading 5. Still a lot of action back there, going 3 wide. Laps to go. We talk about go time. It is go time. And there goes Everett. And there goes Gary Whitmer Jr. 3 wide, trying to work their way around the number 66. With Rodney German, Travis going up. Travis making his presence known. Travis up to 3rd position. Everett on the outside lane. 64 coming down. Lee Staples up into that lead. Lee Staples has made his way to the lead. 3 wide action with Lee and Travis, and Everett almost there, trying to get around the number 66 of Rodney German. Rodney German into the rear end of the number 51, giving Travis the boost that he needed. Could they potentially go 3 wide like this for the remainder of 20 laps? That would be some pretty awesome racing going on right there. Travis Browder, Rodney German, Everett Lane. 1, 2, 3 across the board. Everett way up there in that high lane, coming on down. Everett Lane all the way down to the bottom. This is what we've come to see, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the boys pay for. This is what the fans want. 3 wide action. Lap 81 of 100. This is a battle royale between Everett and Rodney. Donald Stewart wanting some of that, and here comes the number 54 and the number 87 one more time, making their charge. David Casey back to position 7. Just a few laps ago, David Casey was leading. Everett Lane leading his 32nd lap, 33rd lap out here tonight. Everett Lane. Gary Whitmer seemed to be extremely dedicated. Donald Stewart, Rodney German in the middle lane. Third lane coming, 3 wide, one more time for that front spot. Nick Reynolds, Raymond Rittenmeyer. Everett Lane, Gary Whitmer, they are just tighter than a flea hanging on to a coon dog. I tell you what, inseparable, absolutely inseparable. And as I say, inseparable, they separate. Gary Whitmer on the inside lane, Everett Lane. Gary must have been getting hot. Must have been getting very, very hot. 3 wide action. Gary Whitmer, there will be no caution, but a vehicle is spinning. Not spinning, he hit the wall. Not sure which vehicle that was. We're staying with our live race action. Gary Whitmer on his way leading his first lap. I had told you, ladies and gentlemen, that I would love to see Gary Whitmer. I picked Everett for the win. Everett back in 6th position, but, you know, Gary, oh, that'll be a caution. That'll be it. John Pansula involved. Looks like the draft caught between 2 drivers. And that will be John Pansula and Everett. Gary Whitmer caught up into it as well. Tough break there for Everett and John. Right for Gary Whitmer. Ben Gear getting into some damage. Lap 86, 8th caution of the night. That'll put Gary Whitmer out there on that front line. Totally awesome if Gary could bring it home tonight. Wonderful birthday present for Mom Whitmer. We have about 14 laps. Get back under green, and be about a 12-lap shootout. David Casey in pit road. Travis Browder in 3rd. Ivan Garcia in 4th. Raymond and Nick making one hell of a charge out here tonight. John Woodruff. Unfortunately, the race more so has come down to a set of survival skills tonight. 8 cautions out here tonight in the monthly race for PAD. which is 8 cautions too many. Not sure what the difference is between tonight and tomorrow. Last night going caution free. Same vehicle, same track, mostly the same drivers. Tonight, not so good a luck. Ivan Garcia, position 4. Started out tonight's race in position 15. How about it, Ivan? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Talk to me. It's been a little bit of a long night out here tonight.
Yes, sir, I have, and happy birthday to a birthday lady. I wish her a very happy birthday, and I wish she go for 100 years more, and God bless her. Now,
all right, well, she is out there on the KMA TV chat, and she hears you, and we'll get that birthday greeting. So what's going on out here tonight with 8 cautions in the pad race, Ivan?
man, I don't know. Last time we had a beautiful race, and I don't know what happened tonight. Tumbled. I don't know what happened. I guess it's a yellow fever tonight. Nobody patience, man. You gotta have patience. That's why I'm here all night. I've been patient. Don't push the envelope, and try to, stay in the lead lap, and you know how I am.
Alrighty, now how are you setting as far as your backup vehicles? Are you good to go for the remaining 13 laps?
Yes, sir. I got a extra car yet I haven't used. Yeah, only used one.
Alright, so at this point in time, by the time we get back to Green Flag Racing, we're going to be at 11 to go, and you're sitting in 4th position, so what do you do now?
I just race hard, but in fact, if I could help Gary to win this race, that'd be my most rewarding race.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, Ivan, you've been a smart one tonight. Good luck to you, brother, and bring Gary home for us.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a great one. Thank you. Appreciate it. And happy birthday again. Good night, and God bless you all.
Ivan Garcia, one of my favorite drivers, one of my older veteran drivers, has vowed that if he can get to Gary Whitmer Jr., he's going to bring him home tonight for that win. That'd be pretty awesome. He's got some help up there with Lee Staples. Lee Staples will be lining up behind Gary Whitmer. Going to be looking at an 11, possibly 10 lap shootout. Rodney German back in 10th position. Rodney's been running his heart out tonight. A lot of 3-wide action being done by Rodney. John Pansula, good to see John still in it. "13 drivers on the lead lap, Michael Johnson being the 13th driver. Everett Lane 1 lap down, David Casey 1 lap down, Kevin Scott and Gary Whitmer Sr. 2 down. Joel Guy sitting in 9th position tonight. Joel Guy pulling double duty as our race admin, trying to keep the guys in line and perked up, as well as run your own race. Joel Guy doing a great job out there. Donald Stewart's still in it tonight. Raymond, we've kept a very close eye on Raymond all night. started first, currently in 6th position. Every time I've said it, he's done it. He's going to get up there to that front. I tell you what, this is going to be a very exciting finish. Hopefully, we'll finish it green flag. I don't know about you folks, but I am tired of the cautions. 23 lead changes. Now that's pretty impressive right there. But 8 cautions totaling 25 laps. Almost 1/4 of tonight's race being spent under caution. Bit of a long night. They can do it. We've talked a lot about the aggression levels out here, though, with what'll be a 10-lap shootout. You got to be aggressive now. It is as simple as that. You've got to be aggressive on a 10-lap shootout. Gary Whitmer Jr. in first position. He is a marked man, but he's in good company. Now, what we need to see to make this happen is number 72 and 64 form a barrier around behind Gary Whitmer and protect him. Not sure what the 51's going to do, whether the 51 will join that party or try to win it himself. But we've got the 54 and the 87, and they're going to be charging hard. So it'll be really interesting to see. You've got 10 laps to get her done. The 54 and the 87, 10 laps to get her done. And the 72 and the 64, 10 laps to protect the number 5, Gary Whitmer. Outside lane a little slower than the inside lane. Number 54, 87. 54 grabbing as much draft off that 51 as he possibly can. They are pushing hard, bumper to bumper, nose to tail. 78, 66 coming pretty wide on the outside. That would be Donald and Wadden German. Donald dropping back down in the Mountain Dew Napa. Travis Browder going to the front. Ivan Garcia up high. Whoa, and that'll be a caution. That'll be a caution right there, ladies and gentlemen. As number 72 of Ivan Garcia. Ivan Garcia getting loose. I'll tell you what, that ended a lot of people's hopes right there. Maybe 4 trucks through that. Maybe if we're lucky. Unfortunately, Ivan Garcia bringing out the 9th caution of the night. Ivan Garcia just got a little bit loose. It happens. 9th caution of the night. It's a racing. It is a speedway. It is Talladega, ladies and gentlemen. Talladega. You either love it or you hate it. Donald Stewart showing first place, but in pit row. Travis Browder showing second. Gary Whitmer showing third. Gary Whitmer now showing second. Unfortunately, Ben Gear's night has ended with that caution. Dave Acacia getting his free pass. Travis Browder, Gary Whitmer, Lee Staples, Rodney German, John Woodruff, our top 5. This is the monthly Race 4 Pad 266. It's been a race, to say the least. A little bit heavy on the cautions. Going to end up with a 5-lap shootout is what it's looking like, is a 5-lap shootout. Not sure if Raymond Rittenauer will have much of a chance. He's buried pretty deep into that pack. He's going to have about 5 laps to get her up to the front. Stiff competition up there. Travis Browder, Gary Whitmer Jr., Lee Staples. Rodney German has been loving the 3 wide all night. Rodney German definitely a factor. While we're under caution, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take one more look at that pad commercial brought to you by GW Graphics. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, lap 93 of 100 underneath our 9th caution of the night. Travis Browder, Gary Whitmer Jr., Lee Staples, John Woodruff, Joel Guy, rounding out our top 5. John Pansula, Michael Johnson, Nick Reynolds, Raymond Rittenauer, Ivan Garcia, Dave Acacia, Dave in position 11. Everett Lane, 1 lap down, Donald Stewart. In pit row, 1 lap down, Kevin Scott still out on the field. 2 down, Gary Whitmer Sr., 7 laps down in pit row. Going to be about a 5, possibly 6 lap shootout. Drivers are not doubling up. 6 to go. 5 lap shootout is what we're looking at. $14 drivers, 15, 16 drivers still out. 11 drivers on the lead lap. David Casey, that 11th driver. Becky and Michelle looking at the number 87 to get up to the front, and I think he can do it. I do believe that he can do it. Gary Whitmer Jr. having to pull over on track. Possible real-life situation going on. He will be able to get his spot back. John Pansula still out. Michael Johnson still out and alive. It's been a bit of a long one out here tonight, folks. 2 hours and 24 minutes these drivers have been behind the wheel. 2 hours and 24 minutes. Wear and tear. Exhaustion setting in. I myself am looking at breakfast, to tell you what. Good thing I got a light day tomorrow. Travis Browder very excited right now up there in position 1. Lee Staples in position 2. Gary Whitmer Jr. back out onto that track. Should be taking his position back. Possibly having to answer a phone call. Pulled the truck over. Did the right thing. Good job, Gary. Getting his spot back. Drivers are lined up, double file. Lap 95 of 105 to go. 24 lead changes. Nine cautions totaling 29 laps. I do believe this will be our last caution though, folks. I do have hopes about that. Travis Browder, Gary Whitmer, Lee Staples, John Woodruff, Joel Guy, our top 5 drivers. John Pansula, Michael Johnson, Nick Reynolds, Raymond Rittenauer, Ivan Garcia, David Casia, 11 drivers on the lead lap. Good to see Lee Staples still out there. We had talked to Lee a little bit ago. He was on his last truck.
Green flag.
Away goes Travis. Trouble for Lee Staples. Lee Staples off track. Dropping. Not sure what happened to Lee Staples. But there goes Gary Whitmer and Travis Browder, but here comes John Woodruff and John Pansula. Up goes Travis and Gary. John Pansula split the difference up at Travis and Travis back down, dumping Gary in the center. 54 threading the needle. It is go time, ladies and gentlemen. 54 all over the rear end of the number 5. It is go time. Travis Browder up in front. I thought the 54 might have split that using restraint. Good job, 54. Surely that would have caused our 10th caution tonight. 54 backing it out though. 54 all over the rear end of the number 5. Getting a big push from the number 54. Gary Whitmer out there in front. Plenty of room to come down. Gary Whitmer coming down in front of the number 51 of Travis Browder. Lap 97 of 100. 3 to go. 72 all over the 54. 51 all over the 5. Number 5 and 54 side by side. Gary Whitmer and Nick Reynolds side by side. Travis Given, Nick Reynolds, all he has. 2 to go. Ladies and gentlemen, what a race. 54 dropping back a hair. Coming back, forward progress. Lap 2, the number 5. Lap 98 of 102 to go. Gary Whitmer, Travis Browder on that inside lane. Everett Lane, David Casey dropping down to that inside lane. Nick Reynolds, Ivan Garcia in the middle. Second group by themselves. Gary Whitmer, Travis Browder, 1 and 2. John Pansula coming. It is 1 to go. 1 to go, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Whitmer could very well win this race for Mom Whitmer. And what a birthday gift that would be. Mom Whitmer on the edge of her seats. John Pansula giving everything he's got to Travis Browder. Here comes Everett. Gary Whitmer, Travis Browder, John or Nick. Travis Browder, tighter than a hair in a biscuit. What's it going to be? What is it going to be? I think, oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's back that up. As I tell you what, I just do not know. I think it was Gary. I think. And we're looking at Gary Whitmer. You know, I might have to have a little bit of help right here. Gary Whitmer, Travis Browder, John Pansula. We're going to get these guys down in the office and we're going to see exactly what happened out there. Because I tell you what, that is a photo finish right there. How about it, Travis? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott, it's been an up and down race for me, but we got P3 once again.
All righty, I tell you what, that's what I was trying to figure out right there. Because I tell you what, looking at it, I've got it frozen frame, and I couldn't tell if it was John Pansula or if it was you for that third position.
Yeah, it was tight for sure. I was trying to get a run on Gary, but big congrats to Gary Whitmer. And today's Becky Whitmer's birthday today, so it's a great birthday win for Gary for Becky's birthday today. I was working with Gary there for the last few laps, and I saw this package is crazy, Scott. I love this package. It's very exciting racing with these trucks with the changes.
Well, I tell you what, it was a very exciting finish out there. We're going to make this quick because we are running late, but good job, Travis Browder, P3.
Thanks, Scott. Happy birthday again, Becky. Good night, fans.
All righty, how about it, John Pansula?
Yes, sir.
Crazy ending right there. I was pulling for you. Crazy ending.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty lucky to get where I was at. I got to tell you, that was one hell of a race, and that was just amazing. Great win for Gary, and happy birthday to his wife. Really a lot of fun.
All righty, good job there. with John Pansula pulling down an amazing second position. Good job, John.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All righty, how about it, Gary Whitmer? Well, this was one heck of a birthday for Mom Whitmer. What do you think?
Yep, happy birthday, Mom.
Well, talk to me about those last few laps, because I know with the cautions and everything, especially in a pad race, I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit worn out. No excuse for the 9 cautions, but you were in the right place at the right time, and you had the right people. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, I knew if I could get up in front of Travis, he would help me to the end, and that's what happened. I'm not sure what happened on that coming to the front stretch. I just know I got turned and then come across the line.
I tell you what, I had to go back and freeze frame it because I couldn't tell, you know, where second or third place was. But you were the first truck to cross that line. Don't matter if you're sideways, upside down, or split in two. Good job, Gary Whitmer.
Yep. Thanks, Scott. Thanks for KMA TV, Pad, Mike Kaleni, Over the Top Paints and Designs, and all the guys that we race here at KMA.
All righty, good stuff. We'll catch you down there at the after party.
Yep. Thanks, Scott.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a night out here. Again, a little heavy on the cautions, but I tell you what, they got her done. Gary Whitmer Jr., John Pansula, Travis Browder, our top 3 drivers. What a night. We'll do it again back on the first Sunday of May. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will catch you at the next one. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.